Welcome back, everybody. Time for Ask the Expert here on CTV Morning Live. Scott Watson's here from Watson's Pharmacy, and today our topic is insomnia, sleeping issues. If you've got questions, and I'm sure there are a lot of you out there who do, make sure you give us a call at 613-789-6559, extension 2803. You can also email us questions, ottawa.morning@ctv.ca, Facebook questions as well. Scott, welcome back to the program.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
I've been looking at some of your facts here. I would say insomnia is one of those problems for a lot of the population that we don't even know about, right?
It really is.
Yeah.
Well, they found that 20 to 25% of adults display these types of symptoms. So it's a huge amount of people.
Right.
Yeah.
Mostly women than men?
Higher prevalence in women, but certainly a lot of men as well. So it's really common.
As the next fact indicates, not such a surprise that how you operate during the day, if you're not getting the right kind of sleep or enough of it,
that's right,
is really affected by this.
Absolutely. I mean, it can affect so many. I mean, just simple function, accuracy, everyday
driving.
It can really affect a lot of issues.
Anything to do with the workplace.
That's right.
No matter what your job is.
It has to be addressed. It has to be addressed.
It can affect your social life. It can affect your life with your family, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And health-wise, it's a risk.
It adds to the risk of depression, high blood pressure, obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. It's a really common issue that should be addressed. So.
I would guess that there's a lot of reasons for that insomnia or the not getting the proper types of sleep.
Well,
Are we frozen here?
There. So I was just watching a continuing education on this, and they described it really well. And the neurotransmitters in our brain, they can help us sleep, and they can help us wake up. And it's kind of this nice balance. You can just picture a teeter-totter of the chemistry of the brain, and how we go to sleep, the chemistry goes one way, and how we wake up, it goes the other way. So unfortunately, with people with insomnia, the problem seems to be that those neurochemistries that are keeping us awake, that make us come awake, they seem to predominate.
There are issues all over the place, I guess, when it comes to insomnia.
Absolutely.
So, stress.
Oh,
right.
Well, that's what we thought, but we're learning more and more that just this chemistry can wreak havoc on people. So they're actually developing new therapies that are trying to prevent just our bodies wanting to come and get awake again.
Yeah.
So it's really quite an interesting area of research.
Insomnia, does it apply? It applies to getting to sleep for a lot of people, but it also applies to staying asleep, does it not?
Absolutely. And so many people talk to me and they say, I can get to sleep just fine, but then 2 or 3 in the morning, that chemistry switches and their brain wakes up and they just can't seem to turn their brain off. That's what the researchers are trying to do, develop new therapies that are going to help prevent the wakefulness, that urge from our brain wanting to wake up.
I often wonder when I think about insomnia and sleeping issues, how much of that is related to your childhood and what you were like as a very young child when it came to your sleeping habits and the schedule that you were put on by your parents and so on. I don't know if it has any effect, but I often wonder if that's got an impact later in life, Well,
we are learning that schedules and those can be very effective, and people, it's called sleep hygiene, and how can we best help our body just sleep?
Yeah, so establish a regular sleep schedule is step number 1 if you can.
Number 1.
Right. For those on shift work, it's very hard to do.
Absolutely, but they can do the best they can, and that schedule is very important.
Yeah, I think relax in the evening, giving yourself a chance to wind down and prepare for sleep, let's say, is a good idea if you have trouble in that area, right? Reduce caffeine, nicotine, and alcohol. All of those things will maybe have an impact on your sleeping?
And simple alcohol, basically you think it can initially help you sleep, but then when that alcohol is broken down in our body, it produces some of the byproducts that can actually wake us up later.
Sugar related, right?
Sugar and aldehydes, and those can actually keep you awake. So that's
and caffeine, we all know, you shouldn't be.
That's right.
putting too much caffeine in your body before you try and sleep.
Some people try to exercise because they think it's going to help them sleep later, but if you're doing it too late in the day,
it has the opposite effect.
It can just wake you up.
It wakes me right up, and that's why I try and get, you know, if you're going to go to the gym, go early in the afternoon or whatever on my schedule.
Earlier in the
day.
For
sure.
And of course, that cool, dark, quiet environment.
Yes.
It has to be.
Sometimes it's hard to find.
Interesting enough, there's some people that just can't sleep without the television on. So it's not clear cut, that one. So I guess it's your schedule.
Those are some of the issues that people have. Coming up, we'll take our first break. Coming up, we'll entertain your questions here on Ask the Expert. We'll also give you some ideas as to the treatments available through Watson's Pharmacy. And we'll also talk about Scott's new venture. Brand new Watson's Pharmacy has opened up in the nation's capital. Details on that coming up. There's the address of the original Watson's Pharmacy and Wellness Center, 192 Main Street in Ottawa. WatsonsPharma.com. More of Ask the Expert with Watson's Pharmacy right after this.